Buenas tardes. Perdóname, pero no hablo espanhol. I'm going to talk in English. I'm sorry. First, I would like to thank you, the Direction General Library and Universidade Nacional Autónoma de Mexico for the invitation. Sorry. It's an honor for me to be here participating on the international conference on university library. And it is with a great satisfaction that I will share the projects and program that we have developed in our university in Brazil. It's a big challenge to talk after Harvard, Deborah, because Harvard has almost the same age of my country, so I was like, oh my gosh. And my university just turned 50 years last October, so it is very young, but I will show you it is still very traditional in Brazil. So this is the title of my speech, Social Change, Innovation and Academic Libraries, the State University of Campinas Approach. This is the summary of my speech. I will talk very fast just in order to contextualize about our university and our library. Then I will talk a little bit about our strategic plan, which is, in our point of view, a very, very important tool to implement the innovation in libraries. And finally, I will present to you 4 different projects that we implement in our libraries. So here is the picture of our university. The main library is here. So this is our main library. This is the main campus. We have 3 campuses. So university in Brazil is responsible for 15% of the academic research in the country. It's a leader among the Brazilian universities regards patents and the number per capita of the article published annually in the Web of Science. It is considered the best university for in Brazil, the best university for undergrad course, and many of its grad courses is also considered the best one in Brazil. UNICAMP has currently 66 undergrad and 153 grad courses, master and PhD, with nearly 40,000 students. The university has 3 campuses. The main one is in Campinas, located 100 kilometers from São Paulo, and which is this campus. And this campus concentrates about 9% of the university students. The other 2 campuses are in nearby city. Now I want to talk about our libraries. Currently, UNICAMP has 28 libraries working in line with the university strategic objects. The libraries provide a wide range of the products and services that help the university to offer develop excellence in education and research. In order to have the libraries continuously collaborate with the university, we strive to ensure that our products, projects, and services are in harmony with the education, research, and extension programs defined by the same. Therefore, we believe that the strategic plan is a fundamental tool to define ways of conduct, especially nowadays when the libraries need to assume new competence. Our strategic plan is always revised, being its last edition from 2015. At that time, when we developed our strategic plan, we conducted 10 different workshops with the participation of the students, our employers, teachers, institutes that promote and encourage research in Brazil, as well as another libraries stakeholders. So this is the we have 10 programs and 29 projects. We are very proud of the method that we adopted for the development and the execution of our strategic plan, because it allows to listen to our users to understand what they want and what they need, and help us to find ways to meet such demands. In addition, our methods allowed the staff to choose which project they would like to work. So they can see the 29 projects and pick up each one they want to work. Oh, I want to work with this one because this subject is very interesting for me, so they can choose. And this is very nice, very good, because they feel motivated to participate. We have 168 people participating in the execution of this 29 project, which represents almost 50% of all the library's workers. Each project, each of the 29 project group, they have a work autonomy, so they work in the way they define. But they follow a schedule with action approved by the UNICAMP libraries. Every 6 months we have a workshop where these 29 groups presents the results they achieved in each project. Now I would like to present to you 4 projects that we already implemented from our strategic plan. And we already have achieved some important results. So I will present to you our best practices from our university. The first project that I want to talk about is our freshman reception program. UNICAMP is a quite large university, and we realized that the freshmen were taking a long time to become familiar with our researches and service offered by the university, not only by the libraries, but by the university. Include education and research issue, but also question about day-by-day living in the university, like restaurant, housing, transportation. Other common issues were Wi-Fi configuration, social program for students, mobile application, hospital care, cultural program, among others. So we realized that sometimes they get in trouble just because they don't know about the service and programs offered by the university. For example, sometimes they have health issues and they go for a public hospital or for a private hospital, but they don't know that university offers a special hospital care for them. And sometimes we realize that they get in trouble just because they don't know. As a result, and looking for a great integration with each user, in 2015 the libraries proposed to go beyond their space to meet the new students, offer them all kinds of information that would be useful in the process of integrating them with the university. Since then, in the first 2 or 3 years of the academic year, we set up an external structure in which our students welcome them and offer to them useful information about day-by-day living at UNICAMP. So here you can see some pictures of our workers. Those each is wearing a white t-shirt, and they are talk with the students. We gave to them some souvenirs, and they love the souvenirs. And we also help them with apps and all kinds of information that can be useful for them. This project had a very positive outcome since the students perceive the library as an active player in their academic lives. And more importantly, they now have the understanding that the library is a partner in their development process. As a result, the library gained prominence at the university, and the program becomes official. It's not a program from the libraries, but now it's a program from the university, the top management university. Consequently, it now receives a financial from the president of the university and the support and participation of the various UNICAMP units. So it's a very interesting program. Sometimes we think that the library should provide only the kind of information that is important for education research, but actually we should provide all kind of information that can be useful for the students, professors, and the staff. Another very important project recently implemented at UNICAMP is the Scientific Electronic Journal website. So the UNICAMP Journals website was created by one has to at least be a member of the library leadership team, which are all the senior, there's 20 senior managers who make up that leadership team. And they are, each one of the standing committees is responsible for one of the objectives in action. Below those standing committees are groups of working committees, and they can range again from 5 to 7 or 20 people, depending on how many people they need in order to get the work done. Then in the gray box, we have our councils, and the councils are meant to be less policy making and more knowledge sharing and expertise development. They too will have working groups to help get the work done. And then lastly, we have discussion groups. And these are open forums that enable people to share their experience, to tackle some large issues, and to, sometimes they're just fun, they're just social, which is what a concept. Let's have fun at work too. So to qualify their journals, and then the journal can be available on platform, and also can be indexed in another database. The portal, which was established in November 2015, in a period of 10 months, the access to the journals increased over 1,000%, as you can see in this representation. From January to December 2015, we have a little more than 35,000 access, and now in November we have more than 368,000 access. So it's more than 1,000%. So as I told you, the UNICAMP currently has 45 journals titled from different areas. 27 are already available on the platform, and the others, the remaining journals are being qualified to be available. All this work has only been possible with the staff expertise in the scientific publishing. So the qualification is a very important topic for the innovation in the library, as we already told during the conference, during the speech in the morning. So this is the interface of the Scientific Electronic Journals website. Here they can see all the periodicals, they can see the numbers, statistically, they can get in touch with they have a chat with the librarians, and they can see how they can get their journals available on the platform. And here we have some represent a graph, some figure which shows which country is accessing the portal. So we have more than 73 countries that has accessed the platform. Brazil, of course, is the first one, followed by Russia, the United So the numbers show that this is a very important project. The next project I would like to present to you is our information literacy program. The creation of this program came from two specific needs. The first one concerned by the need to ensure that our students have a knowledge of the sources of information and research available in their area. We also understand that academic training should include the development of competencies that enable access and use of information relevant to the production of new knowledge. In fact, we recognize that students' autonomy in the learning process depends largely on their ability to deal with information. At the time of the implementation of the information literacy program, we recognize the need to qualify our team in order for them to take on new challenge and develop new skills, while they take a more flexible, dynamic and proactive goals. This was critical since we are committed to ensure that libraries provide a qualified and relevant service to the university. So to make sure that our team was able to work in an innovation way, it was fundamental for us to guarantee the qualification of our team. Traditionally, as you know, the information literacy program focus on the users, but our programs also focus on our workers. The information literacy program has been implemented over a year. Part of this program is the organization of 2 schedules every 6 months. So every six months we put in our website a schedule where the users can see which course, which trainer are available for them, and also for the libraries work. This program, this program received an honorable mention by the Higher Education Improvement Coordination, which is a federal government agency responsible for the evaluation of the graduate programs in Brazil. We were very honored with the recognition of these agents on the relevance of the model in the information literacy program adopted by our developers. These outcomes suggest that we are in the right path. The last project that I want to talk about is our digital Zika library. As is well known, the Aedes aegypti mosquito represents a serious threat for the Brazilian health. At the beginning of the trade center, this mosquito was responsible for the transmission of the yellow fever, which killed millions of people. The vector was eradicated in 1955, however, it reappeared in 1980, transmitted at this time dengue. More recently, the mosquito began to transmit the little-known Zika virus. Until the last February, the health department confirmed the diagnosis of 250 babies with microcephaly or bad formation of the brain, being 6 of them by confirmed exposed to the virus. Thousands of cases are until under investigation. The World Health Organization estimates that the Zika can reach between 3 and 4 million people in America in a short period of time. As the epicenter of this epidemic, Brazil would concentrate more than 1.5 million of infected. With this alarming situation, and in order to join the efforts to contribute to the combat of the serious impact on the public health by the diseases transmitted by the mosquito, our university created a working group uniting teachers and researchers from different areas to find a solution in infection control, virology, epidemiology, immunology, among others. Aim to support the work of these researchers and to provide a specialized scientific knowledge to support the development and new researches related to the combat of the diseases transmitted by the Aedes aegypti. The UNICAMP libraries launched the Digital Zika Library in 2016. The Digital Zika Libraries provides a worldwide content published about Zika virus and related topics. In addition to the scientific contents, Zika Library presents daily news published in the media, information on research and founding sources on related to the Zika virus, and analysis of the scientific production like psychometrics and another metrics. And these metrics makes possible to identify, for example, which institution or which researchers are working, are researching Zika around the world. So the platform is very important for the professors and researchers. The platform also offers videos and links that may be interesting for the research, as well as online chat with the librarians. The platform is updated daily, and the importance of this service to the research make the Zika Library a topic of dozens of newspapers mentioned in Brazil. As you can see in this slide, all these newspapers talked about our platform, the Zika Library. Here is how the Zika Library looks like. We developed this layout with the researchers. So here in the center, you can see 5 different subjects, 5 different areas. Because the working group is organized in, they subdivided in these 5 topics. So if the research come here and click on this topic, they can see all the content related with the topic he is working on. So it's a very useful tool for the professors and the researchers. Our president, the president from the library, also presented the Digital Zika Library in the Legislative Chamber of the state of São Paulo. And also, this platform was pointed by the health department as a very important project for public health in Brazil. So it's a project that we feel very proud. As you can see in this slide, the Zika Library is accessed by the several countries across the globe, and all countries have highlighted in blue access the Zika Libraries. Brazil is of course in the first position, followed by the United States and Peru, and Mexico again is appeared in between the top 10s. Initiatives such as the creation of the Digital Zika Library enable us to demonstrate the relevance of the libraries in a social, scientific, and cultural context of the society, and reinforce its importance for education institutions, especially university, where the scientific research is concentrated. The creation of the thematic digital libraries proves to be a highly relevant information product for the researchers, not only at the community in which it operates, but also to another institution performing its social rules by providing content of public interest. UNICAMP Library are transcending their traditional rules as an information keeper by being proactive in generating new knowledge. In addition to the contribution of the various kinds of science. This initiative also increase the visibility, importance, and prominence that the libraries and librarians now have in their institution. Finally, we note a paradigm shift which expand the library and librarians' roles, making their service even more relevant for the society. As a conclusion, let me thank you again for the invitation and say that at UNICAMP, we seek to align our practices, products, and services to the following questions. What is the role and relevance of the libraries for the university? Are the libraries and the university objectives aligned? How can the library support the university development and quality teaching and research? What are the new skills that the library should take to continue active as a relevant actor in the university development process? By aligning all answers to the university strategic objective, we can reassure ourselves that we are in the right path. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.